play the way he wanted to play, the national team was terrible, you know. But then you bring Nagelsmann in as someone who's more technical, is insane. But the stats that I've seen is that Tottenham Hotspur's team, only Pedro Porro this season in the Premier League has played more than 2/3 of the minutes. Only Pedro Porro. Out of your whole 11, one player has played over 2/3 of the minutes. Just one.
Yeah.
Do you know how insane that is?
Every single one of them has had quite a big injury.
Bro, I'm saying, no, listen, go look at any other team, yeah? You won't find and say, you know, like you'll see like 5, 6, 7, 8 players in almost every other team minimum who will have played over 66% of the minutes. So to me, that kind of lays out the record. What is it? The record when Romero and Van der Ven is playing, what's it, 20 games, 15 wins. It's either 2 losses or 3 losses.
It's the back four and the goalkeeper. So when Vicario,
whenever the back four
and
and the goalkeeper, okay, yeah. So it's one of those where, based off how I judge football, out of possession, I've not seen enough from Ange for me to think we're just going to rectify this. But you have to offer context, and it's not excuses, it's context, you know. And I think depending on what, I'm not saying you have to look at that. Everyone can look at that information and make their own mind. For a lot of people, it doesn't matter, you know. But
the context is though with it. If you go look at his past record with different teams, but you have to. And then, but the Premier League's always going to be a league where if you're going to play that style of football, it's all right when you're in leagues that are not as tough. But when you come to the Premier League, and want to play that football, the injuries are always going to happen.
Yeah, but
the problem is okay. The first season,
mate, you are downplaying that stat I just gave you. Like that. Like,
no, I'm not. I'm not downplaying it because
you can't say
I'm not downplaying it. Bro, because it's going to happen when it's going to happen.
One player played over 66% of the minutes in the league.
Yeah, but the problem is
normalize that.
Yeah, but that's 2 years of the same stat because
no, it's not. It's this season, bro.
Last season he got injuries,
right?
And
so you saying last season was a fluke? Because this is what I sometimes don't like about Spurs.
No. It wasn't a fluke.
I could attribute credit somewhere.
Oh wait. Jay, let Marlon go, and then you come back just so we can hear both of you.
Look, but when it comes to Ange, the same part. As soon as the injuries and the suspensions happened, that's when the form dipped. Now, if we're going to sit there and say we can only win when we've got the back five, well then what are Spurs doing? Because Andrew's got to learn that actually he's never going to have a fully fit team. And the issue that you've got is say, let's take Arsenal using the excuse now. Look, we've got injuries, we've got this, we've got that, we've got this. That's why they didn't win the title. But they're not lying 17th in the league. They're lying in second. Manchester City have had injuries. They're lying fourth or third now. So
but both things can be true. He can be having injuries, and some of it be his fault, and he should have also probably improved. But there is a reason why. I always said the
Vicario injury happened. It was just one of those coincidences that happened in the middle of the season. There's nothing you can really do about that. That happens. But Van der Ven, if you go look at his past 3 years as a player, 4 years, he misses a chunk of the season. This was before Tottenham. So we've signed a player that we're going to rely on here. And you can clearly see if you go and do the data behind it, actually, I'm going to be missing him for a chunk of the season.
You're not blaming the club then? Why is that Andrew's fault?
I'm not. This is not just on Ange. This is the club and Ange. Yeah. This is both because I'm looking at it going, you know what system the guy wants to play, but yet you go buy him a player that's going to be missing like 15 to 20 games. It's not small chunks. It's 15 to 20 games, and that's the play he's relying on the most. Romero goes and makes mistakes in his system. Romero's another player, even for us, even under Conte, he misses chunks of the season. And this is the issue that you've got is that the data's there in front of Ange and the board and everything, but yet they've gone out and gone, oh, we're going to rely on these lot. And you got to remember, Dragusin was only signed because of injury, and so was Danso. Both players are only signed because of injuries.
And Dragerson and Davies have been our best pairing this season. I'm sorry.
Oh, box office.
I'm
Stop it there.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
He always comes in with
doing
something silly.
By the way, Marlon, why are you disappearing for? Why are you disappearing for? Why do you do
everyone turning off their cameras?
Why are you doing your boy like that, Bob?
One second. My kids are back.
Oh, fair enough, then. You don't do your boy like that, Bob. By the way, yeah, Mr. Box Office had to turn up. Sorry, Bob, yeah, because I had to debate.
They were saying in the comments you were getting cooked on another show, so you came over here.
I wasn't getting cooked. I was not getting cooked at all. Yeah, I was cooking that guy, and I was going to cook him even more. Even though good on him for turning up, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Another one for you.
Wait, build on that point, Box Office, because I don't want you to divert and start going elsewhere.
Oh yeah,
you said Ferguson and Davies has been our best pairing. Please,
but when you play them right, they were defensively very, very good, weren't they? They were defensively very good. They got us through games. They got us through games, didn't they? You know what I mean?
They've done a good job.
No,
they've done a decent job.
Yeah. I think that's a great.